What's new? Get ready.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 28 of the Play to Win podcast. My name is Tyler, and I'm joined this week by my fantastic co-host, Keiran. As always, what's going on with you, dude? How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. In terms of like my week, I've had no time. This is the busiest week I think I've ever had.
I am so sorry. I feel you there, my man. I feel you there. Me, on the other hand, it's been a busy week, but it's also been a week of celebration. A week of celebration because the boy is here.
Mm-hmm.
The boy has come home.
Yeah.
Audio listeners, you cannot see, but I have my Keyblade here in hand because Sora has come. But we will get to that in a bit because this is the Play to Win podcast, a show where we break down the week's biggest gaming news through in-depth discussion. Remembering you can find timestamps in the description of this video or of this podcast episode if you're listening on the audio version. And if you want to get straight to the Kingdom Hearts talk, you can get right to it. But it's going to be our first topic, so we'll get there soon. Also, remember to go check out our website, playtowingames.wordpress.com. It's a home for all our content, written stuff. You can read like the actual written reviews there. Keiran's little previews for stuff he's going to be doing pretty soon. That's going to be there if you want to read the written version of that. My Keiran Bridge of Spirits review, that will be up next week on Friday. I have not had time to put the video together this week as planned, but the video will be going up next week, Friday, when my videos would normally go up. So you can read that written review on Friday if you would prefer to read instead of watch the review. And all our other stuff is over on our site as well. Also, remember, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at Play2WinGame for updates on the show and other little things that we may be doing over there. If you follow us over on Twitter, you will know that there was no Friday video today, the day that we are recording. We normally record on Saturdays. We're doing it a day early today because I'm going to be at New York Comic Con tomorrow, so we got to do it today. But yeah, there was no Friday video today. As Keiran said, he's had a very, 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 very busy week and just did not have time to get his video together. Like, he was doing it, but other stuff came up and he just wasn't able to like get it done. So yeah, is what it is. Maybe it'll be able to be out this weekend. Who knows? But if not, he also has another video that he's working on too that is hopefully going to be out by next week, Wednesday.
Yeah,
if things all work together as planned. Also, again, if you want to see these videos, these really, really cool videos, subscribe to us over on YouTube, Play to Win, like, comment, share, all that jazz across the board, YouTube, podcast services. It's all greatly appreciated. And, just do the things and share the stuff with everybody. We love it. With all that being said, we are going to get into this episode this week on the Play to Win podcast. As I already prefaced, we will be talking about Sora finally joining Super Smash Brothers. We always talk about this episode. That is a joke. We are not going to be talking about that all episode as much as I would love to. In addition to that, we will be talking about Twitch getting hacked and having a lot of big important details just leaked onto the internet. And then we'll be wrapping the episode up with Destiny 2 Forsaken, the news that content is going to be vaulted and sent to the Netherlands, just to the Nether Realm is what I meant to say, not the Netherlands, the Nether Realm.
Yeah, I was like, didn't realize people in Holland were going to get to play Forsaken still.
I mixed up my words. I apologize. I'm just excited to talk about Sora and Smash. That's all we'll talk about right now. But those are what we talk about. That's what we'll be talking about in this episode. Before we get to those things, though, and before I can gush about Sora being in Smash at long last, we got some brief mentions to get through, and we will get through them pretty quickly. First brief mention is actually one that we should have talked about last week, and I forgot to put it in the doc last week for us to talk about. That being that PlayStation is now doing free game trials. These are timed game trials. So currently, as of right now, as far as I know, it's only available for Death Stranding Director's Cut and Sackboy: A Big Adventure, and I believe it's only on PS5. The catch with this is that it's a 5 or 6 hour time trial that you get, and you can play as much of the game as you want in that time. But the catch is the timer starts once you start downloading. It doesn't start once you start the game. So if you have bad internet, this is not for you. If you have
No.
good internet and you can get through the download pretty fast, by all means do this. But it's like a step forward and a step back at the same time. That's
Yeah.
kind of, they need to fix that. Sticking in the PlayStation realm, though, the PlayStation Now games for October have been announced. Those are The Last of Us Part 2, Fallout 76, Desperados 3, Amnesia Collection, Yet Another Zombie Defense, Victor Vran Overkill Edition, and Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Those are all in PlayStation Now, as of now, if I'm correct. Microsoft and Adidas, they are collaborating on some new sneakers. They look cool. They're all meant just to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Xbox. So if you want to try and get your hands on them, go read about them. Go see if you can get some. Keiran.
I just want to quickly tag on that they are also releasing a 20th anniversary controller and headset.
Yes, they are doing that as well. I know people like the controller. I'm not really a fan of controllers that like have the translucent stuff, like where you can see through them.
Neither am I.
Like when I was younger, I was like, this is so cool. Now that I'm older,
Yeah.
I'm just like, it doesn't really appeal to me that much. But hey, it's a nice little thing for the 20th anniversary. So there is that. Animal Crossing New Horizons, we got the date for the direct that's going to be happening. That'll be on October 15th at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I believe that is 3 p.m. your time, Keiran.
Yep.
Yes. So it'll be roughly 20 minutes long, just giving us updates on what's going to be coming in this new wave of content. We already know Brewster in the Cafe is going to be coming to the museum in the game. Whatever else is going to be coming, we don't know, but we will find out on October 15th. Joe Shelley is the new director of Diablo 4. He's taking over the role from former director Jose Barriga, who was let go from Blizzard this year after the lawsuit against the company came out. In case you don't remember, the lawsuit we're talking about is the one in which the state of California was suing them, suing Activision and Blizzard specifically in regards to just basically poor workplace conditions, frat boy-like workplace culture, sexual harassment, discrimination, pay discrepancies, so on and so forth. And I actually forgot to put in the brief mentions here another little thing in regards to this. I'm pretty sure, I saw the headlines, didn't get to read into it too much, but the DFEH, the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, who was, bringing up the case against Blizzard Activision, if I'm right, they are basically, I saw a headline, I think they said that they're like, they're not going for the settlement that Activision Blizzard was doing the last week that we talked about. Yeah, I didn't get to read like the actual stories, but I saw the headlines. I meant to put it in here. I do want to mention it since there's another update in this long wave of news. Yes, Keiran.
I have one more thing to tack on to that, which I saw earlier today. Again, didn't read into it, but apparently the state of California is stepping in to stop Blizzard from destroying evidence about sexual harassment.
Yes, I did see that one as well. And it's just do better. Do better, Activision. Do better, Blizzard. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
Another company, let's talk about a better company though, that being Rockstar. At long last, the GTA Remastered Trilogy was finally announced. It's going to be coming to all major platforms this year. Mobile will be next year. We didn't get a trailer or anything, literally just like the shortest of like announcement teasers where you just kind of see like the silhouette of like the cover girl from each game. And it's just like, I guess there's music for each one playing in the background. I didn't listen to it. I just kind of watched it. But yeah, it's called the Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy Definitive Edition. That's coming. And the versions of each of these games that's already on platforms will be delisted. So those will be delisted. And then this will be the only way to play GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas going forward, unless you already have the versions that are already out there now. Sticking in the Rockstar area, their website for Agent is gone. Agent is that long, like formally announced game from the PS3 days. So it was supposed to be a Sony exclusive and just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Everyone figured the game was canceled since we haven't heard about it at all. And although Rockstar never even officially said it was canceled, it's canceled. Let's just say it's canceled and keep on moving on with our lives as we wait for GTA 6. Ghost Recon Frontline has been announced. It's a free-to-play battle royale with a couple different modes, but the main one features 102 players and teams of 3 trying to be extracted from the map. I read the article about it. Didn't read too much into it though. It is just yet another free-to-play game from Ubisoft, and the way they're just expanding their different IPs and all. So that's the thing that's happening. Keiran, you look confused.
No, move on. I'm doing math in my head.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I tried to do the same thing, but it works out. It's 34. 3
Yeah.
times 30 is 90, then 93, 96, 99. There you go. 34 teams. Sony is dropping PayPal and credit card payment methods for the PS3 and Vita stores. So that's the thing that's happening. Randy Pitchford has stepped down as Gearbox Software's president. He is still the CEO and president of Gearbox as a whole, but he will now be the CEO and president of Gearbox Studios, the company's film and TV division. He's being replaced by former Chief Technology Officer Steve Jones for the role of Gearbox Software's president. Final few ones right here. Apple made more money on games in 2019 than Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Activision combined. Didn't read into it in terms of how much, but that is a lot of money. Yeah. Especially when you throw Activision into the into that. It's just like, wow, okay, you're making a lot of money then. Friday the 13th developer, they're making a Ghostbusters game. Cool for all the Ghostbusters fans. Idols Montreal and Idols Sherbrooke, I believe is how you pronounce that second studio's name. They both switched to a 4-day work week. Congratulations to them. I read their blog post. I don't remember all specifics of it, but they basically said that, the same thing that other studios have said that have done this. They're like, yeah, we tried and we saw that actually like this works pretty well for us. So we're going to do this. It just improves our work-life balance and the health of our employees and stuff like that. And we're not like crunching more work into this 4-day work week. We're just, being smarter about how we do our work and our productivity and stuff. So good on you guys. Good for them. And last but not least, Idols Montreal's, the other company in the Square Enix umbrella, Crystal Dynamics. They're in a bit of hot water with fans right now because Marvel's Avengers is adding paid XP boost, and fans are not happy about that. It's basically, if I'm right, it's like the paid XP boost. It's like you buy this booster that increases the rate at which you get gear and experience and stuff, and like they already. It's bad because they already said before in the past that they were never going to add like any pay to win stuff to the game. Yeah. So one, they're walking that back, but two earlier this year, they made it so that the time to level up took longer. I didn't read the reasoning why at the time because I wasn't playing the game, but earlier they said, yeah, we're going to make it take longer to level up. So it's like you made it take longer to level up, and now if people want to level up faster and get gear faster, they gotta pay for these boosts for that. Yeah. Seriously, it's just right after the game came to Game Pass and got a nice influx of players too. That happens. It's like, and here's we're gonna drop the other shoe now.
Yeah, that's something I was gonna mention. Is I saw something earlier this week that was like it's actually doing pretty well on Game Pass. So.
And it's like I figured it would, and again, I definitely recommend if you have Game Pass, give it a this is the best time to play it. It's Game Pass. You only have to pay the Game Pass fee. You don't have to like buy it on its own and stuff. The story itself is worth the price of admission. In this case, only being the price of a Game Pass subscription. Like it seriously is. It's a fun and good story. I really enjoyed it. Now, if you want to do the multiplayer stuff and like the long grind afterwards, I don't know about that. But I mean, at this point, you just got the Game Pass subscription. So but yeah, that happened. And that will also round out our brief mentions for this week. All right, so Keiran, Sora's in Smash.
Yeah.
I could finally say Sora is in Smash. And it feels so good to say that.
Yeah, that's cool. Moving on, right?
No, we are not moving on. We are not moving on. I have waited 13 years to be able to say those words. Sora is in Smash. Those 4 words. It still feels just as unbelievable now as it did on Tuesday when this happened. If you have been living under a rock and don't know, Sora from Kingdom Hearts has joined Super Smash Brothers and broke the. I don't want maybe you know what I'm going to say it. He broke the internet when this happened. Let me just hear what you think. I know you're not really a Smash person. You just got ult, but I just want to hear your thoughts real quickly on this, if you have any, before I go off. Because I've been waiting to talk about this in depth and give my feelings on since Tuesday. and I need to, but I just want to hear what you say first.
It's cool. I understand the hype behind it, right? Because like everyone has been asking for Sora and Smash basically since Smash came out. So,
I mean, more specifically since Brawl, because Brawl was the first one that introduced third-party characters as guest characters. So ever since then, it was like, whoa. Because before that, it was like only Nintendo characters.
Yeah.
So then Brawl, it was like Snake. It was like, wait, hold on, what? And then Sonic. It was just like, whoa, wait a minute. The floodgates are open now. Third-party people could be in Smash, and that from then on, people have been asking for Sora. Continue.
Yeah, Steve from Minecraft can be in Smash. What? But no, I'm very happy for the people that that this applies to, the like people who were excited for this as Tyler reaches for his Keyblade.
Your guiding key. We did it. We did it.
I will probably eventually get all the like fighter passes, so I will eventually play Sora and Smash. But yeah, it's cool.
Okay. I agree with you. It is cool, but I also agree it is far more than cool. All right, here we go. The gloves are coming off. I am unchained. I am free to say what I got to say about this. This was legitimately not what I expected at all in the slightest bit. Let me walk you through this. I'm sitting at my desk. The show starts, and they're like, all right, we'll do the Mii Fighters first. Cool, Mii Fighters. 2 Splatoon characters. All right, fine. Next one comes up. I'm like, fingers crossed, it's not Sora. Doomslayer. Sorry, Doomslayer, you out. You are deconfirmed, out the running. Anyone who wanted him, I apologize, but I'm also not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sora's still in the running. So then Sakurai's like, take a look at this. The final fighter, take a look. And the trailer starts. For those who haven't seen it, Keiran will throw it up now. Trailer starts, and it's like a homage. It's a callback to the very first announcement trailer of the game. All the fighters are standing from the flaming emblem, and the fire goes out, and one ember just hits the ground. And you see all the characters. They're all their like trophies. They're all like their amiibos, basically. And then Mario, he wakes up and he steps off his trophy. He goes to the ember, just walks over to it. At this point, some people are thinking, is a demon? This is like Dark Souls we're doing here, right? Like, whoa, is this Dark Souls reveal? Is this about to be Cinder Ace, a Pokemon that no one wanted? So then I'm sitting on one, I'm like, what is this? What's happening? And he reaches into the fire. He grabs something and then tosses it. Just tosses it into the sky. He tosses it. And I'm like, okay, is that like a kunai or is it a sword? What is it that he just threw? And it's spinning and spinning and it's on fire. And then it stopped and it was still on fire. But the second it stopped, I saw the outline and I was like, no way. And then they cut to you see the Mickey emblem. And at that moment, Keiran, I'm at my desk at work. I got to be quiet. I can't be losing it. But internally, I was losing my mind. I was bouncing in my chair as quietly as I can while still being super excited. Just like, no way, no way. And then it's the Kingdom Key. It's the Kingdom Key. And the Kingdom Key opens the keyhole. It opens the door. And then in that moment, the simple and clean orchestration kicks in. This iconic piece of music. And I say this not just as a Kingdom Hearts fan. That is legitimately an iconic piece of music. If you've heard it, no one can argue that that is not a beautiful song. I would make a case that it is one of the best songs in gaming, period. But it starts, and as soon as like you see the Keyblade, you know it's about to go down. But it happens, and then Sora floats on out, and he flies over. He floats on out, and then he's like hovering over everyone, and like the light is shining down on him, and everyone's just looking up at him. Then it's like he's here, and Sora flies over everyone, and the music's playing, and it's so magical. And I'm just sitting there, just like, oh my gosh, this can't be. Is this happening? This can't be real. This cannot be real. Keiran, if I was not at work, I would have been crying. I was like tearing up at my desk watching this. This is all I've ever wanted. And because I was at work, I couldn't like express my emotions the way I wanted to, but I was tearing up. And then he just lands, he gets the Keyblade, and he says, "Let's go." And it pops up on screen. Sora is finally here. And it's just like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I simply cannot believe this at all. Like, as Sakurai said in the presentation, this was very difficult to make happen.
Yeah.
The licensing nightmare, the logistics behind it all, is why all Kingdom Hearts fans thought it would be near impossible for Sora to get in. Because it's not just that he's like a Square Enix character. Kingdom Hearts is owned by Disney.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not like it's a, let me rephrase this. Because like the right situation is kind of weird with Kingdom Hearts, or like complicated. Square Enix makes the games, but it's a Disney IP. It's a Disney property. All the characters, even like Sora, Keiran, they're all Disney characters technically. It's all a Disney IP. Square Enix just makes the games. So because of that, and just so how intrinsically tied Sora is to Disney, it was just like people just thought it would be near impossible for it to happen. We never thought it would. So the fact that it did just blew our minds. And then what makes it like even crazier and more like perfect full circle is the fact that Sakurai said that years ago when Smash for the Wii U and the 3DS, when that was going on, they did a fighters ballot poll, right? Online, where people could vote, like put in a name for a character that you want to be in the game, right? They never released the results of the ballot until Tuesday when Sora got announced. Reason being, back then they said Bayonetta won the poll, right? And I think she was like number 1 in one region and number 2 in a different region, or 3 in it was something like that.
Yeah.
But the overall winner across the board was Sora. Sora actually won the poll 6 years ago, but they never released the results because they didn't want fans to go hounding their different like character companies.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let them in Smash and stuff. So like, that's why we're just now finding out. It's like Sora was the win years ago. And well, he did win years ago, but because it wasn't able to happen back then, he didn't get in. So now we come here, the final character of Smash Ultimate's DLC. As I told you last week, final character of this DLC, potentially the final Smash game, potentially the final Smash game from Sakurai specifically. Even more potentially, maybe the final Smash game, period.
Yeah.
But definitely the last Smash game with this roster. There's no way we get this roster again.
No.
So having him finally come in after all this time with all that context makes it that much better. It just does. The impact is just there. So like, Sakurai does his whole presentation. The stage is Hollow Bastion. I'm not the biggest fan of the stage. Like, here's the thing. I love everything about this because it's Sora. Sora looks great. His moves look cool. He has a bunch of cool different costumes that like pay homage to his outfits in Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Dream Drop Distance, and 3, some of his different drive forms and stuff. He looks great. I'm not a fan of the world per se. I figured like whatever the stage they would do, it would be like hey, we're gonna it's one of the moving stages that Smash does. It kind of like moves around a space and all. Figured it would be like that. I hope it would be one that would travel between some of like the Kingdom Hearts original worlds, like Destiny Islands, Traverse Town, Twilight Town, something like that. This one, it's just Hollow Bastion from Kingdom Hearts 1. I was like, okay, that's fine. But it does a cool thing where when you go, like after a certain amount of time on like when time's about to run out or when there are like barely any stocks left, it transitions to like the dive to heart thing. And it's cool. And like in the background, it represents different characters and stuff from Kingdom Hearts. But there is no Disney in this at all. Like when the only Disney thing in this, like Disney iconic thing and Sora's like with Sora is his Kingdom Key. Because on the Kingdom Key, it's the Mickey emblem here.
Yeah.
That is the only Disney thing. Donald and Goofy do not appear here. They don't appear in anything. Mickey does not appear in anything at all, in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
There are no Disney songs, nothing. It is like strictly Sora, his Keyblade, and then all like the world, like I said, Holobastion, the stage from Kingdom Hearts 1. The music, I'm pretty sure all the music is just from Kingdom Hearts 1. Some of those songs might like be used in other games, but like they are strictly Kingdom Hearts 1 songs. So like I just imagine they were like, you gotta work at Kingdom Hearts 1 stuff, son. And like I wish, again, I wish it was a thing where like it's Destiny Islands only, or Destiny Islands and Traverse Town and Twilight Town, just like traveling between the two of them and stuff. Like that could be cool. But I'm just happy we got him at all.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy we got him at all. And part of what makes this so great is it's the fact that, like I said, no one thought it would happen. Everyone thought it was like near impossible for it to happen. And we've said for years that Sora deserves to be in this game. He just does. Super Smash Brothers is a celebration of gaming. And there are many people who deserve to be in it. I'm not saying that there aren't, that the other characters don't. I'm not saying that Master Chief shouldn't be in it. I'm not saying that like Doomslayer or Dante shouldn't be in it at all. If they got in, that would be great for them. It would be really, really cool. But Kingdom Hearts, it's honestly it's a powerful series, and it's an impactful series with just all the themes of friendship, fighting for what's right, never not giving up, just sticking close to those who are true to you, true to themselves, so on and so forth. It's like things like that. And it's a series that has resonated with so many people and has such a worldwide, global, all ages appeal that like it just deserves to be in Smash. It deserves to be represented in Smash 100%. So when Sora got announced, I was shocked that he got announced. And what makes this all, again, I keep saying things a bit this better, At the end of like, his full reveal trailer is like really, really cool and stuff. Like the final bit, it just got me in my feels again, just like, because just the different references that it has, the music that's playing in the background is just so perfect. But at the end of his full reveal trailer, him and Mario shake hands in front of the Smash emblem, and you see all the characters in the back. And it's just like, wow, like it's like a sign of like, welcome to Smash. You are in the pantheon of gaming. If you think about it, Smash is like just like, if you want to think about Smash, could kind of be like a Mount Rushmore of sorts of gaming in a sense, a giant one, of course, but a Mount Rushmore of gaming in a sense. And it's like Sora being in it, him and Mario shaking hands. It's like, welcome, you are in the Mount Rushmore of gaming. You are an icon of gaming.
Yeah.
As he is, as Kingdom Hearts fans have been saying for years. That's not to say Master Chief isn't. That's not to say Dante isn't. But Sora is. He just undeniably is globally, everywhere, not just in America like Master Chief would be, as opposed to like Japan. Master Chief doesn't have that same appeal. Sora, Japan, America, Europe, anywhere, he just iconic appeal and all.
Yeah.
So there's that. When you add on to the fact that after this reveal, when I tell you my entire timeline was just celebrating Sora and Smash. And I don't just mean like fans. I don't just mean that. I mean industry, like what's the word? What's the word? Like gaming community influencers and personalities were celebrating him in Smash. You had developers tweeting out good for like celebration for him to Smash. Like Insomniac posted a picture of Ratchet with a hidden wrench that's supposed to be a Keyblade. It's in the game. It's in Ripped Apart.
Yeah.
They tweeted a picture basically saying we're gonna crush some boxes. Like they say, celebrating him being there. The Wonderlands for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, they tweeted out a picture saying it was like the old meme format. It was like something about the Kingdom of Hearts where you lose your hearts or something like that. And they said, congratulations to the slashy key boy Just like we got a whole different developer out here
Yeah.
celebrating him being in Smash. You have Reggie Fils-Aimé tweeting out #thank you Sakurai, just like all the fans were with that final shot of Sora and Mario shaking hands. You had just all these people in the industry saying like, this is such an iconic moment, such a big moment for Smash, for Kingdom Hearts, and for gaming, period. It just is. And seeing all that really made the moment hit even harder for me. Because as Cameron Hawkins said here on Twitter, for those who don't know Cameron Hawkins, he used to be at DualShockers. He left there earlier this year, doing my time right. I'm pretty sure it was earlier this year. And he's been on IGN's Unlocked podcast and stuff. He's been around doing stuff and everything. But he tweeted yesterday, I still can't believe it. It's crazy how significant of a moment we witnessed in video game history yesterday. How redeeming and validating it is to Kingdom Hearts fans everywhere. I don't know if I'll ever experience anything to this magnitude for me in gaming ever again, which is 100% true. And then that's when I said to him, it wasn't just this moment. He posted the screenshot of Mario shaking hands and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing I just told you. It was the industry-wide reaction to it. And I said that all of that, seeing everyone celebrate this moment just solidified how widespread Kingdom Hearts' impact and popularity is. And no one can take that away. And like, it really was just like, I say this as a Kingdom Hearts fan, but not even just as a Kingdom Hearts fan, as someone who Kingdom Hearts is my favorite gaming series of all time. While it's not my favorite game anymore, God of War and Persona 5 Royal have surpassed Kingdom Hearts 2 as my favorite game of all time. While that is the case, Kingdom Hearts is still my favorite gaming series of all time, full stop, no exceptions. It means the absolute world to me. It has shaped me into the person that I am today. Sora is, again, full stop, my favorite character in any form of media, period. He just is. Like, I love characters from anime like Naruto and Deku from My Hero. They like had an impact on me for sure, but Sora, without a doubt, has just had such an impact on me. He is like my favorite character in anything. So hearing that music kick in, seeing that Keyblade in the trailer, and then seeing him come on out and fly around, I just was like a kid. I was gonna say a kid in a candy shop, but it's not even like that. It was like, I haven't felt a feeling like that since Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced in 2013. And when that was announced, I was just in disbelief. But even then, that was the thing where it's like, we know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. This was a thing we never thought was going to happen. Like, many people who held on, many people still believed. But even those who believed knew that the chances were slim to none, if not impossible. But there were still many that hoped and believed. And I was one where I hoped and believed. But again, I knew it was slim to none. And just seeing him come out like that, seeing everyone's reaction to it, seeing just the fans. Like, if you've been following me on Twitter, I'm sorry, but also not sorry, because every single day, like all day Tuesday, I was just liking and retweeting every single Kingdom Hearts thing that I saw. I've been doing it all week long. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Keiran can confirm, he has seen it. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Like, this means everything to me. This is just such a big deal. It's so important. And I'm still in disbelief. I genuinely am. Like, when I look at pictures of him in the game, I'm just like, this looks so weird. I never thought you'd be here. I never thought you'd be here. So yeah, when he comes out, he drops on the 18th. They said he comes out on the 18th. The Mii Fighter characters come out the same day as well. When he comes out, I'm most definitely going to be playing as him. He is forever my main. Sorry, Sonic, but just like the Toy Story, I don't want to play with you anymore. You have been demoted to my secondary main. Sora will be my 100% main from here on in. I will probably do a previews video on him, like a preview, like impression set video on what it's like playing as him. Yeah, just like, this is amazing. And it was also really heartwarming seeing just all the fans, specifically Kingdom Hearts fans, but also not Kingdom Hearts fans, doing the hashtag thank you Sakurai, because this man has been working on this series for so long and putting so much of his like energy and life and self into Ultimate. Like this game has been a labor of love for him, such a labor of love. So like, thank you Sakurai for making Super Smash Ultimate the game that it is. Thank you for making it such a fun experience to play by yourself or with friends. Thank you for making this tribute to gaming, this ode to gaming, and just paying so much love and putting so much care into how all these different characters from all these different games across like generations and across publishers and developers, just how they're represented in Smash, whether it be as a spirit, whether it be as an assist trophy, whether it be as a Pokeball, Pokemon, an item, a character that just pops up in the background of a stage, however it may be. Thank you for what you've done with all of that, all the songs that are just in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, how you managed to get all those in there. Just thank you for all that. It's we all mean it genuinely from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for everything you've done with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and the Super Smash Bros. Series as a whole. If this is your last game, and if this is your last Smash game, do what you need to do. You deserve your break. You deserve your rest to do whatever you want to do. If you plan just to retire from gaming after this period, well deserved. You earned it. Take your rest. Take your leave, good sir. You just, thank you so much. And I speak for myself and many from the Kingdom Hearts community when I say thank you, Sakurai, for getting Sora into Smash. I know it could not have been easy. I'm sure it was very, very difficult. But we all honestly, truly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so, so very much. And the last bit I'll put here, Kingdom Hearts series is also coming to the Switch via the cloud. That's a disappointment in my opinion. That's a bit of a disappointment in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, he said it's coming to Switch. I was like, yeah. I was like, via the cloud. Kidding me, man. Kingdom Hearts 3 on the cloud, I understand. But 1.5 and 2.5, they can't be native ports. I would have bought those in a heartbeat. Now I'm not going to. It is what it is. So yeah,
like, mediocre news, I guess.
Mediocre news. I was the right person to host this podcast this week.
Oh yeah.
And I was the wrong person to host this podcast this week. Depending on how you want to look at it. If you don't like Kingdom Hearts and you don't like Smash, I was the wrong person. And even if this was Kieran's week to host, I would have taken the lead on this section for sure. I would have been like, Keiran, nope, I'm sorry, you are not doing. I am doing this section. It is the first thing on the docket.
Yeah, no, like I would have introduced it like, so new Final Fantasy characters joining Smash.
I would have been like, Keiran, no, cut that out, redo that. Either redo that or I'm introduced this properly. We're not put some respect on Sora's name. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all the time we have. You guys will see you next week.
It wasn't a full hour like I joked to Keiran talking about Sora and Smash, but I feel like we talked about it a good amount, really good amount. So happy he's finally there. Our boy made it. Sora for Smash. There we go. Twitch was hacked. The very the day after the Sora news, on Wednesday of this week, Twitch suffered a major hack. I'm reading this article by Tom Warren over at The Verge, titled "Twitch Source Code and Creator Payouts Part of a Massive Leak." Reading from his article, Tom says, Twitch appears to have been hacked, leaking source code for the company's streaming service, an unreleased Steam competitor from Amazon Game Studios, and details of creator payouts. An anonymous poster on the 4chan messaging board has released a 125 gigabyte torrent, which they claim includes the entirety of Twitch and its comment history. The poster claims the leak is designed to, quote, foster more disruption and competition in the online video streaming space, end quote. The Verge did confirm that the leak was real and that the code was as recent as this week as well. And then like a couple, I think it was like either hours later that same day or the next day. I think it was the next day. Yesterday, Thursday, as of recording this, is when I believe Twitch kind of came out and confirmed they're like, yeah, this happened. We suffered a data breach. But they said they were on it. They were trying to take care of it and get on top of it and stuff like that. So the highlights of this leak, like we said, there's a lot of things in it, but the main highlights of it are 3 years of creator payouts have been divulged, released, revealed. The website's source code, an unreleased Steam competitor called Vapor, and Twitch's internal security tools. Keiran, what are your thoughts on this? Because when I was on my way to work, I think, when I saw VGC's article, because they were the first ones to talk about this at all on Wednesday. And I saw this and I was like, wait, hold on, what? I was like, what? Seriously? And like I had read their article and I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. And I'm surprised I actually haven't seen as many people making a big deal about it as I thought I would. Like people have been talking about it, but I haven't seen like the amount of concern and shock that I would have expected from this. Like I would have expected a whole lot of people to have a similar sense of urgency that they had to the Activision Blizzard thing. Not to say that they're on the same scale, but this is still like a huge news story for the gaming industry and stuff like that. Considering what got released and stuff. So what is your take on this? Because I'm just like, wow, this is bad. This is not good at all.
Yeah, no, I was the same. I can't remember exactly when I saw it, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, word I can't say on the podcast. That's bad. That's real bad, considering that you have leaked. Well, the information that's been leaked is like highly sensitive. Like I am sure all of the people's payout history that got leaked is stuff they probably wouldn't want out there for reasons that I think we'll go into in a second. And the fact that I hadn't heard the name. I saw they had like a Steam competitor, but it's called Vapor. Like, come on. Really?
I read that. I was like, okay, that's a bit cheeky, but like that's fun. That's a bit funny. That was a bit funny.
Yeah, no, it's funny, but it's also Twitch going like, screw you, Valve.
And it's like I also saw some people, just real quick, didn't mean to interrupt you, but I saw some people saying like, it's funny that they call it Vapor, but like, you know, in the gaming space, vaporware is a very common term. So like, watch this end up just being vaporware as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this is bad. Like probably and most notably the source code for Twitch.
Right.
And
their internal security tools.
Yeah, that's real bad. Like almost as bad as it can get. So Twitch should probably handle that. And I saw that they had said that it was due to like they were changing up something in their server configuration and there was something that wasn't accounted for, and that's the reason this took place.
I didn't see that.
I'll see if I can find it here in a second when you're talking, so I don't take up too much time. Yeah, this is real bad, like real bad.
Yeah, like, and it's so bad that like it's crazy that this happened days after they said, hey, you know, they've kind of announced what they're going to do to try and help streamers with hate raids and follow bots and stuff like that. Like days, if not a week after, it's just like, oh yeah, and now we're going to release the source code. So now people, if they like, you know, they go ahead and find the source code and everything, they may be able to try and find a way to easily get around it if they have the source code. I mean, I'm not a tech guy. I'm not a web designer and, you know, software engineer. I'm none of that. So for all I know, I could be wrong, but my understanding of like source code and their internal security tools is these are the things that like are the backbone of the website. This is literally what is having the website put together and stuff.
Yeah.
And if people have access to it, I imagine that means that they can find a way to get around that stuff or get through it. And if they can, and if these new hate raid and blocking tools and stuff that Twitch has implemented is in this source code, because I mean, as the Verge here said, like, if I'm correct, the source code is as recent as this week, then that means that people who want to get around that stuff could probably look at the source code and Twitch's internal security tools and get around it right away.
Yep. Yeah, so I have the thing. Yes, source code is basically how Twitch works.
Yeah.
So yeah, real bad. But reading from one of their blog posts, they said, we've learned that some data was exposed to the internet due to an error in a Twitch server configuration change that was subsequently accessed by a malicious third party.
Yeah, this is not good. I think they did say that people's like passwords and account information and stuff wasn't accessed, but they still recommended everyone change your passwords, two-factor authentication if you don't already have it activated.
Yeah.
And they said they automatically change everyone's stream keys.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done what you need to do, like, go ahead and maybe change your passwords and stuff just to be safe on the off chance that the person who did this leak has access to that information and everything.
Yeah.
But like you kind of mentioned earlier, in terms of the payouts, people not wanting that information to be out there and all, because you don't want other people knowing how much money you make. It's just like as a personal thing. People don't want others knowing how much they make unless you are my significant other and so, or like someone who needs to know. If you don't need to know, I don't want you to know.
Yeah, or like the IRS.
IRS. Who's gonna be out here trying to do tax evasion? It's like, what? You don't want to end up like Wesley Snipes now, okay? Like, be careful here. But I didn't see too much of this, but I saw many people reacting to this. It didn't surprise me. Many gamers apparently were upset with the amount of money that some of these streamers were making. I didn't see the official document for like the streamer payouts, but I saw like screenshots of like a certain section of like the payouts and everything. And some of the people up there were making in the millions. I don't know if that was like yearly. I imagine that was yearly how much they were making, but people up there making millions of dollars and everything like that. And there were people just upset. They was like, how could you be making this much money? I don't like that you're making this much money. You lied to us and so on and so forth. And I'm of the mindset of, why do you care?
Yeah.
It's none of your business, one, how much money these people make. Two, you should be able to just guess or figure that some of these people make as much money as they do, like just by looking at how many subs they have. And I thought this before I saw this tweet, but one person over on Twitch and on YouTube, Moist Critical, some people might know him. He tweeted out, super weird to see people freak out about Twitch income and act like it was some big secret with sub counts publicly available. Take that number and multiply by 2 or 3.5 and you're there. I made a whole video on it. It's not the Krabby Patty formula. Like, like the thing, like I didn't know like the formula you needed to do to figure this out. But I mean, I would have assumed that like some of these big name Twitch streamers out there who have millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers were making bank.
Yeah.
Like I would have assumed as much. So I don't see why so many people are like, you're not a broke out here. You're not middle class like me. How could you?
Yeah.
How could you defy my image of you that I had in my head? I just don't understand it. And like some streamers were joking. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna want to make this final point here. Like some people were like joking about it and everything like that. Like joked about like the outrage that was there or like the potential outrage that people were going to give to them like directly.
Yeah.
And then others were pointing out like, hey, like look at this pay discrepancy, like in terms of like women and men or women of color or people of color and white streamers and stuff. Just like, hey, actually look at this. Like we've been telling you for a hot minute, like look who the top ones are and look at us who like also like do great stuff or like arguably better stuff than them, but look how much money they're getting because of the color of their skin or their sexual, like their, what would you say, gender? Yeah, their gender. Yes, their gender.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's also like a fair point. But again, this is also why you don't want this information out there to avoid these. You don't want this information out there as a creator because you don't want unnecessary hatred drawn your way. Twitch doesn't want this information out there because then anger comes back to them on terms of, so we've been asking for better pay. And this disparity is what's going on with this. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same as like any job. Your bosses don't want you sharing your pay information with your coworkers and stuff because they don't want other people coming up to them saying, I want a raise. This person gets paid this much, and I get paid this much, but I do this much work and they do this much work. So what's up with that? Like, it's just a hot mess across the board.
Yeah. I have a few points on the like backlash to people finding out how much, you know, all these Twitch streamers are getting paid. One, it's none of your business. They make as much money as, kind of tying it to my second point. It's not like they chose to make that much money. I just like want to throw that out there that like, it's not their fault that they made, you know, millions and millions of dollars. It's, you know, each individual person's choice to subscribe to a channel or to cheer or to donate or anything like that. So it's not like they were like, yeah, you know what, I think I want to make $7 million this year. That just happened. Like Pokimane has said numerous times, like I have 7 figures sitting in my bank account and I don't need it. Like, I mean, some of these creators don't even want to be making that much money. It's just because of the size of their audience and how popular they are, they're making this much money. Something I thought was very interesting.
If you're gonna say a person's name specifically in their amount, don't say it. I just want to say that. I didn't know if you were going to. Let's kind of. I personally would rather just keep their names and stuff out of it. If you want to say like the amount, but not the person's name, by all means, or like where their placement is, sure. But I'd rather keep their names out of it.
Okay. Someone who I thought would have made more money than they did made $9.6 million between August 2019 and September 2021.
And where are they placed on this list? Like number wise?
I don't know. I literally just Googled.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's fine. I thought the image you were looking at might have had like the numbers next to them, like their placement and stuff.
Nope,
the one I saw, I think like whoever was at the top or near the top was like 20 something million around there. It was like a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's like, you also have no right to dictate who makes how much money. Like, I don't have any right to go up to Tim the Tatman and say, you make too much money. Like, no one has any right to do that. He makes as much money as he does. That's really the end of the discussion. There's not anything you can do to change it. There's not anything you can do to influence it. And like, if you're a fan of Tim the Tatman and you like are outraged of how much money he makes, then you're probably like partly at fault for that, for subscribing to him and cheering it and when like, you know, watching his ads and buying his merch and all that. Like, just, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares if Pokimane makes, you know, millions of dollars a year? Who cares? It affects my life in no way of in any shape or form whatsoever.
Right. And I like, if you're mad at this, just think about how much money, well, better yet, don't think about how much money they make from sponsorships or YouTube channels that they have YouTube channels or deals and other things that they might do. Maybe don't think about that. If you're upset about this, you'll have a heart attack and end up rolling around in your grave if you start thinking any harder about it.
Yeah.
I also saw some people on Twitter, I think it was Cliff Blazinski specifically, he tweeted a reaction to this. I'm actually going to try and pull it up right now. Here we go. Going down. Gotta go to yesterday. Here we go. He said, oh, it was 2 days ago. Sorry. He said, Cliff Bleszinski, in case you don't know or remember, he's the creator of Gears of War franchise. He was highly associated with Epic Games for a long time. He went off to do his own thing, started his own studio. They tried like 2 different games, but they both failed. One of them was like a battle royale game that was like dead on arrival. So I don't think he's really much in the games space this day. But that's just a little background on who he is. He said, I respect the hell out of content creators. It's hard work, but looking at them, not gonna lie, it upsets me that so many are making way more money, most of the game developers that made the games they stream.
Mhm.
Then he followed it up by saying, for the idiots out there, I'm not saying I don't hate that content creators can make bank. Good for them. I just want devs to get paid more.
Yeah.
Which is very true. And I saw like a number of different other journalists stuff kind of jokingly saying like, clearly I chose the wrong profession.
Yeah.
Like y'all are making way more money than me. And it's like, it points out again, it points out a very good thing. Just like all these devs that slave away to make these games apparently are getting paid significantly less than the streamers who are playing them. And it's like, hey, we should increase the pay for game developers out there, increase their, work situations.
Yeah. I also want to kind of bring this point into the conversation, but like specifically kind of aimed at the people who are like outraged that like these people are making this much money. Is I think content creation has this like stereotypical perception that like if you stream, it's like, oh, all you do is you sit and play video games for 3 hours, or you post a 10-minute video once a week. Like right. how hard can that be? But like unless you're doing it, you really like I mean like to some extent like we're content creators, right? Because we post videos on YouTube, right? So I guess you could class us in that category of people of content creators, but like
we're not making money.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to be
clear. Exactly. But my point being that like if you look at like Markiplier, he has just finished shooting a I don't know if people remember a Heist with Markiplier, his like special that came out like a couple of years ago. He's just finished shooting, like I guess you could say like a sequel to that called In Space with Markiplier, and he was shooting that for months. But like I can't imagine the amount of like planning and preparation and management of things that had to go into that put so much strain on his life, while also having to continue to make videos and continue to do this and continue to do that and manage his brand and all of that stuff. So it's like, but at surface level, it might just be like, oh, you make these millions of dollars and all you do is sit and play video games for 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. But in the end, it's like, if you look at that behind the scenes, there is layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of stuff that goes into that, which I can't even imagine if you're Tim the Tatman or Pokimane or Dr. Disrespect or anyone, how much stress that puts on your life.
Yeah, having like learn all these different tools and stuff, and like the unstableness and uncertainty that comes with like streaming on different sites because of people pulling ads and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. Then there's also just the fact that streaming, you're just like, oh, you're playing games 3-4 hours straight, but that's not an easy. Playing games for 3-4 hours straight on camera, that's an easy thing to do. Being entertaining and being on that entire time is not an easy thing to do. That's not something that many people can do. So for these people to be able to be on, like really just be like, they get on camera and they are on for however long they're streaming for, multiple times per week, sometimes multiple times per day. That's a lot to ask of a person, especially when I'm sure some of them have had like days where they are just like down in the dumps. They're just having a bad day, things are like really rough in their personal life, and then it's just like, all right, I gotta stream for like 3-4 hours, and then you're expected to get on camera and be like, hey guys, what's up? We are playing this today, and so on and so forth, and just make jokes and be, happy-go-lucky and everything like that, or be however you normally are on your streams and stuff like that, and not be like, hey, like I'm having a bad day. Things are rough out here. We're just gonna have a chill stream. I'm not really gonna be on like normal. I'm just gonna, kind of be a bit more laid back. You're like, you can't be like that because you're not expected to be like that. And then I've even read, I'm pretty sure it was Kotaku articles back in the day. I don't remember what they were, but like some Twitch streamers, like they fear, more so smaller ones, but like they fear, like even taking breaks, because they take a break, they go on vacation, people might just like unsub from them.
Yeah.
And then like, if they unsub, are the people going to sub back to them when they come back from their vacation? It's like they feel like it's just like a everyday thing. They can't miss a day in their schedule, or else like they're going to end up losing, a good amount of income that they could be making that they may need. Like streaming is not an easy thing. And I would 100% give like all the kudos and props to people who have been able to make a living doing streaming. I honestly wish I could. I really do. I would love to be able to play games and be entertaining for people.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I got that in me. But like it's just, there's so many other layers behind it that like it's just silly to be mad at these people for making as much money as they do. I do want to like kind of wrap up this discussion though by really asking you, what do you what do we think Twitch does? Like aside from like like putting like the seal on this leak and like getting this resolved, what do you think Twitch does after this? Because now all this pay information is out there. How do you think like they kind of address that? Because you can be certain that, like I said before, people are going to come to Twitch. Like streamers are going to come to Twitch asking them, so what's up with this? What's up with this pay stuff? What do you think Twitch is gonna do? Do you think Twitch is gonna just kind of, obviously they're probably not gonna like publicly talk about that at all in any way, shape, or form, but like, do you think they're just gonna do you think they're actually gonna try and work with these people and try and be like, all right, we can bump up the pay that you get or whatever? Do you think that they'll, be like, all right, we could do more ads for you or whatever the case may be? I don't know, all streamer culture and stuff like that. Or do you think they'll try and just like brush it off and sweep it under the rug and just hope that it just disappears, although it won't actually disappear? Like, how do you think Twitch handles this?
First off, they can't control this information anymore. It's out there. They can't do anything about that.
Pandora's box has been open.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of like working with creators and being like, okay, we want to do better. We want to like make sure that you get paid more. I would like to see them do that. Of course I would. Do I think they will? No, I don't. I don't think they will. I think they're just because if you think about it, right? And just hypothetically, we will say, because I don't know how much like specific creators make. The only number I've seen is for the one that I mentioned earlier, without naming any names. But like, let's say, Pokimane made $10 million from her subs in 2020 to 2021. Twitch also made $10 million from Pokimane subs in 2020 to 2021. But the difference is Pokimane made $10 million. Twitch made $10 million from Pokimane, not including any other streamer. So, like, I mean, and obviously, Twitch's bills are probably going to be slightly bigger than Pokimane's, but at the same time, still a hell of a profit. So I think that's the bigger conversation that needs to be had of like, Twitch makes too much money from its content creators. They take 50% of subs. And I mentioned this, I think last week as well, when we were talking about Twitch, like they take over 50% of subs actually.
They say 51, right?
Yeah. Basically, the creator gets $2. I mean, I haven't streamed in like 2 years at least. Well, like consistently streamed for 2 years, so it could be different now. I haven't looked into it, but when I streamed, they took $2.51. The creator got $2.49. You get 1 cent per bit cheered in your channel, but it's like £1.59 to buy 100 bits. Or I get a penny per bit. So like Twitch is making bank from their content creators, and it needs to be better. And like, as much as everyone's outraged at like, oh yeah, they're making this much, I would argue they need to be paid more. because Twitch takes more than half of their revenue when they are the ones generating it from Twitch. And you like again also have to take into account that Twitch is making money from every single person who's making money on their platform, whereas those people are just making money from themselves. So, and at whatever level that may be, you could make $10 from, if you're a small streamer, you can make $10 million if you're a big one. But I think that's the bigger conversation that needs to be had of like Twitch needs to be a little bit better about how they treat their content creators, both in terms of pay and like not allowing people to cancel their subs because they want to shout out.
Yeah. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. I forgot here this other big thing. The Vapor Steam competitor, which according to VGC, if you go their article about this where they broke this news and stuff, Vapor is supposed to be basically a Twitch type of game store, a game store on Twitch.
Okay.
Those are literally all the details that we have about it. As far as I know, I don't think any more details about Vapor have come out today. But I don't know. I don't know what this would look like. I don't see what Amazon's angle on this is with Twitch specifically. It's interesting to say the least. And I mean, we know Amazon is stepping into the gaming realm more seriously now. New World has proven to be like a really successful, popular game and all like that. So, I mean, maybe this is like, that'll be like the first stepping stone to give them the push to really continue on with Vapor. I really wonder when we'll actually, if it actually becomes a thing, I wonder when we like get the official announcement and reveal of Vapor, this competitive game store for Steam. And I'll say this much: if Amazon is really planning on doing this, take notes from the reception to the Epic Game Store and know that people will not want to give up Steam to use another game store, to use another client on PC gaming. They're not going to want to. And if you're trying to step into that realm, you need to come fully featured and actually work well. And, those type of things. You need to be an enticing place for people to go and an easy place for people to use. Don't do like the Epic Game Store did and kind of be like, we're here and we got our Fortnite money to hold us over while we kind of don't really have a lot of things that you guys have over on Steam. Like, wasn't one of the things Epic Game Store lacked was like the option to like have a cart for a bit? Like, it didn't have a cart for a while. It's just like, how do you not have a cart? Like, there were a number of things. I think I know they've added some stuff over time, but I don't know what they have added and still need to add. So I would hope Amazon took notes that entire time and kind of realized, okay, this is what we do. This is what we don't do.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. What I don't see anyone using this. It's not something that I think that's going to be super successful.
Neither do I.
If you want any proof that people don't leave Steam, when the Epic Game Store came out, they were like, we're giving you 2 free AAA games a month, basically. And people were like, nah, I think I'm going to stick with Steam. So like you say, you're going to have to come out fully featured. You're going to have to come out with things that people have been asking for. You are going to have some kind of hook to bring people to your platform, because people will not leave Steam.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if I'm correct, like it will be deeply integrated, or maybe not deeply, but it will be integrated with Twitch in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So like right there could be the hook in a sense, where like maybe they have it so that you have a profile in the store, right? And anyone that you are subbed to or follow on Twitch, you can see games that they like games that they play. And that could be like, all right, let me see where this is in the store. Like, let me see. Ninja has these games in his likes. He's playing these games, or he's bought these games. Let me try that one. Let me give that one a try. Stuff like maybe that could be one angle that they do for it, since Twitch is such a popular platform, and
Yeah.
people on Twitch stream so many different games from Steam, of course. But like, it could. I don't use Steam, but I imagine it could be difficult to find things on Steam. Maybe just due to like the giant amount of stuff on there. I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't use Steam at all. I'm just guessing right now. But maybe that could be one hook that they use. I'm not really sure. Maybe getting achievements in games on Vapor can reward you with, I don't know, bits or whatever you use to buy subs and stuff like that. Maybe like Twitch has enough things on that platform that I think they can they can use to attach to Vapor to hook people in. I think they do, and I think they
Yeah.
can. But again, we just have to see what they do and see what like this Vapor thing actually ends up being. But just like Epic, though, they have the money to like let this be a loss for a while.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like
I mean,
Epic already said this. Their Epic Store will be a loss to like 2024 or so. It's not gonna be profitable
Yeah.
for another couple of years. Amazon, whenever they drop theirs, they most certainly will be in the same situation, almost like guaranteed, just will be. But Amazon has, unlike Epic, Fortnite makes them a lot of money.
oh yeah.
But unlike Epic, the Epic has Fortnite and like Unreal Engine and stuff. But unlike
Yeah.
Epic, Amazon, they have their Amazon store, like the online store. Then they have their physical stores. Then they have Twitch making them money. They have a number of different things. Amazon Prime Video. They have a number of different like revenue streams. So it'll be interesting for certain. Like, to say the least, this will be fascinating to keep an eye on whenever they do announce it, and just seeing what it actually ends up being, seeing how the gaming community responds to it, and just how Amazon handles it as a whole.
Yeah, just to that point, I just Googled like top or like the most valued companies in the world, and Amazon's number 4. So
Exactly.
they got money.
Exactly.
They have the money to pay their creators more.
That they do, and they certainly should. Bungie announced that the Forsaken content for Destiny 2 is going to be added to the Destiny Vault. And people aren't that happy about this, surprisingly. So, a little bit of background here. Bungie said that starting February 22nd, 2022, the same day that Witch Queen comes out, the game's Forsaken expansion is going to be vaulted. The campaign and the Tangled Shore location are going to be gone. The Dreaming City still will remain, though, in the game. Most Year 4 content is going to be vaulted as well. They said that some like exotic missions will be retooled or reworked to like stick around.
Yeah.
But most of that stuff is going to be gone. And Forsaken itself is going to be free starting December 7th, 2021. And it'll be free until it gets vaulted in February. And I'm not really in the Destiny community. I haven't played Destiny in a very long time. I have it on my system, but I haven't played it in years. But from the tweets I've seen from like figureheads in the Destiny community has me wondering, like, people are really upset about this. Like, people are really mad about this. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised, since I remember kind of like being on the periphery, seeing some responses when Bungie announced that they were going to be sunsetting weapons like a year or two ago, or whatever like that. So like, people were upset then. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that people are upset now. Although this isn't necessarily the same as sunsetted weapons. This is more so like when they announced that the EDZ and a couple different planets were going to be like vaulted. When Beyond Light came out, actually. Yeah, that was last year, just a year ago. So yeah, I think I get why Bungie's doing it. Like they said last year, like, no one's using this content anymore, or like barely anyone's doing this content. Everyone's moved on to the newer stuff, and we need to make space on whether it be the players' end or our end, on both, for this new stuff that's coming out. So something's got to give, and we're not just going to keep the old stuff around when really no one's doing it.
Yeah.
So what are your feelings on this? Because you're definitely more of a Destiny player than I am. You've been getting into it more recently. You've also played it, like, more than I have in the past years. I haven't played it since I finished the Forsaken story
Yeah.
in 2018. You've played it, since then. So how do you feel about this? Do you think people are raising pitchforks and torches unnecessarily? Do you think there's some merit to people's worries and concerns? What do you think?
I'm kind of on two minds, but I lean more towards the I don't really care kind of side of it, because I understand that one of the main things that people don't like is this is something they paid for and now they're not going to have access to it. I
Definitely
completely understand the argument. I also understand that the Tangletour might be your favorite location in Destiny, or you might really enjoy playing some of the content from Forsaken. But at the same time, you can't keep everything in the game for a number of reasons. But the most notably is with every expansion, a lot of new people come into Destiny. I don't ask me the figure off the top of my head, but I know that there was a significant rise in people when Beyond Light came out. And Destiny as it is already quite difficult to get into. Because you have strikes and raids and gambit and crucible and missions and all this stuff and a million things to learn. Use this weapon for this enemy, and this super does well against this. But there's so much to learn that if you kept everything in there, then whenever someone new joined the game, you would have a million icons on your screen be do this, and it would be so overwhelming to the point they would just turn it off again because it's I can't do it. So just from that standpoint, and kind of on top of that is the more stuff that Bungie has on their servers, the more it costs them. The more servers they have to have, the more you can't grow something exponentially without the cost also exponentially rising. So it makes sense that they're we're maybe going to sunset the content that people have gotten so much time out of already, because Forsaken came out 3 years ago?
2018. Yeah. 2018.
Yeah. So I've gotten 3 years worth of content out of one expansion pretty much. So I'm not really that bothered they're sunsetting it. And it's not they're we're removing it from the game forever. They're vaulting it so they can potentially bring it back in the future. I mean, look, they're bringing back some Destiny 1 stuff. They're bringing back some raids and stuff from earlier Destiny 2 days. So it's probably not gone forever. It's just gone for now. And I'm not really that bothered by it, considering that when this gets vaulted, you're going to have an entirely new expansion to play, which is going to take up a lot of time.
That's true. And there are two arguments I've seen though that also raise very good points. One of them being that as far as I know, you don't see MMOs doing stuff like this.
No.
Take Final Fantasy 14, one of the biggest MMOs on the planet right now. Warcraft is still bigger, but 14 is right at its heels, about to surpass it, if not already has surpassed it. And this is not an issue with that. They are on what? This is about to, let's see. So the main game, then there was Heaven's Ward first expansion, there was Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and I think the current one Endwalker is the next one, I believe. I think they're about to be in their fourth expansion. If not the fourth, then Endwalker is the fifth expansion.
Yeah.
But as the meme goes, you can play Final Fantasy, the critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy 14 for free up until level 60, including the first expansion, Heaven's Ward. Right now, I could jump into that game and play hundreds of hours of content. Well, I don't want to say hundreds, but I could play hours and hours of content for free up to level 60, including the game's first expansion. It's still there. That hasn't been vaulted all these years later.
Yeah.
It hasn't been removed all these years later. It's still there as a way for people to play the game. Just you're new to the game, cool. You can play all this older stuff. You're not missing out on that stuff. It's still there. Which goes into the second point, which I think counters something that you said, where you had said that, as a new player coming into Destiny, there's so much there's this and that and that and that and that. At the same time, though, if you're a new player to Destiny, You don't have any of that stuff that came before Forsaken right now.
Yeah.
You do not have that main story that happened. You don't have those original planets. Once Forsaken's gone, you will not have that story. You won't know what happened to Cade 6. You won't know what happened with, the who I forgot their names, not the Scorn, but the people that live out in the dark ages, in the dark space time area field.
The Lost?
No, I guess the Lost. It's Marasov's people. What's their race called?
Oh, the Awoken.
The Awoken. There you go. You won't know what happened with them and stuff in that storyline.
Yeah.
And everything. So, like, you have Destiny 2 New Light, the free-to-play version. Right now, if someone jumps to that today, you do not have the Red War campaign. You don't have that at all. It's just gone. You can't do that.
Yeah.
As far as I understand, you can't do it. You just have to start with Forsaken. If someone just starts playing the free-to-play version come February 23rd or 22nd, you are starting off with Shadowkeep. You have already missed out on all this early stuff. You can't access it at all. You just can't do it. So it's also like, it's not a welcoming onboarding experience for new players.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Destiny 2 currently has a way to read up on content that you've missed, because they've adopted a whole season type of policy now in terms of how they do the game and everything, like yearly, in terms of like, instead of like, oh, here's a new paid update or something like that, it's like every couple months, here's this season of story content.
Yeah.
The Awoken, the Splicer, the Lost, so on and so forth. I don't know if like that stuff is, I don't know if that stuff is in the game for you to like read up on if you missed it. You know what I mean? So if someone comes in and they've missed this older stuff, like, can you read up on it? And if you can't read up on it, then you're just lost. You gotta either find it on Google somewhere or find YouTube videos like to catch up on things. Yeah. That's a lot to ask someone, instead of, keeping this stuff in the game, or at the very least having like, here are the archives in the menu to read up on it. But even that, like, that's not ideal. I'd rather be experiencing it myself as opposed to reading it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't quote me on this. I'm like 90% sure this is a thing, but I am fairly certain there is a cinematic that plays that will catch you up on everything if you are new. Okay. But don't quote me on that, because I can't remember if that's a thing or not. I'm fairly confident that it is. And secondly, by no means am I saying this is a perfect decision, right? If it were up to me, I would probably still have all the content in the game. Just like, you could even just tuck away Forsaken somewhere, so it's not like on that main like navigator screen, but is still easily accessible and playable. I'm sure you could do that in a perfect world. I'm of the opinion that, okay, I guess, doesn't really affect me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think for people who are like playing the game now, they've done Forsaken years ago.
Yeah.
Like, they are way past it. The outrage and like anger, for them, I'm just like, really now? Like, is this really affecting you that much? That you can't do Forsaken, something you most likely have not done since Shadowkeep dropped in 2019, most likely. Like, how often are you going back to do the Dreaming City stuff? How often are you going to fight the Scorn and do the raid that was with Forsaken and stuff? I think they said the raid is still going to stick around though.
Yeah. Raids usually do.
Yeah, but like, how often are you going back to like experience the last mission with Cade 6?
Yeah.
Probably not often, if at all. So for like the newer people, I like the outrage. Again, from my outsider, it's a bit silly, but I can understand looking at it from the perspective that I brought up, which is like, this other MMOs, like, they might not say Destiny's an MMO. Destiny from the start has always been an MMO.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's like, it was always funny back in the Destiny 1 days, people are like saying they can't, like, how are they charging for another expansion? And I'm just like, I mean, isn't it? The game's basically an MMO, and I never played an MMO, but I'm pretty sure MMOs charge you for their expansions when they come out. So I don't see why we're getting mad at Destiny for doing that. And now Destiny 2, once they went independent and stuff, they basically have all but said, as far as I know, the game's an MMO. It just is.
Yeah.
It's a shared world shooter, but it works like an MMO. So like other MMOs, as far as I know, again, don't have this issue. They don't do this. So it's like, why are we doing this over here? And then anyone who's new to the game was just not, they can't do that content. All that story is just gone, and they gotta jump through hoops to try and catch up on it and stuff. So I understand why Bungie's doing it from a certain perspective, but at the same time, I wish they had a smoother way to go about this, to keep things in the game in some capacity. That way, anyone could do it whenever. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't think it's as big a deal as the constant daily players are making it out.
Yeah. No, I think I'm I'm of that mindset as well, where it's like, I don't think it's a big deal, but it obviously sucks for new players who aren't going to be able to experience all that content before first.
Now we're gonna move right on into what we have been playing this week, and I have only actually played one thing as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure that is actually the only. Like no, I've played two things. The other thing I've played has been Knockout City this week, but I did not play it after the update. I wanted to play it after the update. The season 3 started up, but I haven't, so I need to. But I played some Knockout City before the update. That was fun. But the other thing I played, which I only played 2 hours of, and that was last night, was the beta for Battlefield 2042. And you played this as well, Keiran. So we're gonna tag team this one, and then once we're done talking about Battlefield, you'll just go right on into the other things you've been playing this week. Here's what I think about Battlefield 2042. I played it on an Xbox because Game Pass Ultimate gets EA Play. EA Play had early access, so I was able to do it yesterday on the Xbox. Played for about 2 hours. I am more of a Call of Duty person than Battlefield. The only Battlefield I played has been Battlefield 3, and I had a good time with it. I enjoyed it. But since then, I haven't really played any Battlefield games at all. That being said, I do think Battlefield 2042 is fun. I do think it's cool. This was rough, though. This game, I mean, let me preface this by saying they did come out and say the beta that we're playing is from a 2-month-old build. So the current state of the game could be much better technically. It could, things could be in a much better state at launch. But man, was this a bit rough technically?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to think how I phrase this.
I know what you want to say. Just kind of dance around that or avoid that. I know what you're trying to get at.
It's better.
It's better. It's better than what we kind of heard about with the alpha, right?
Yeah. It's better than that. Still not perfect. There's still things that are wrong with it.
Right.
But yeah, I can't get specific with it. It's better. That's all I'll say.
I've heard that it's better than the alpha for sure. I mean, of course, the alpha was also an older build of the game, even then when that was out. So it's great that this is better, but even still in this state, it was still rough. And I was surprisingly not lagging. I didn't have any technical issues in terms of stuttering or lagging or anything like that at all. It was smooth and everything. For me, the technical issues were I'm running and things are kind of flickering in the environment, or I run on outside and I see a person's body just standing there and then they just flop to the ground or get flung somewhere.
Yep.
Or I see a person's body's standing on the ground, or the parachute is kind of just spinning around, floating around on the ground. It's all right, the person's landed, kind of go away. Or another one I had was I would, go to swap the attachments on my weapons, and sometimes I couldn't, it wasn't doing it for some reason.
Yeah.
Or I have the sight on dual sight, and you have to click it on the right stick to between the dual sights, and I would click on the right stick, but it wouldn't switch. Like things like that. I had technical issues like that were annoying, but like nothing where it's like, all right, like this is unplayable. But the game was not in the best state. But of course, this is a beta.
Yeah. It's fun. Most of the stuff I want to say I can't. So
well, how about this? Did you when you were playing this, how much of it did you play?
I've only played maybe like I'm probably about the same as you, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Hour and a half, 2 hours, okay. And when you played, did you just do with one of the specialists? Did you do multiple of the specialists? What did you do?
I think I only played as one specialist, but honestly, I keep forgetting to use their like ability. Like,
yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, well, I was just gonna say because like I think I played the one with the grapple. Like
that's what I did.
Yeah, and I just never used it. So like the specialist didn't really make much of a difference to me. Like I spawned in every time with the same class. I had the same attachments to my weapons. I just like, not that I like, to the extent of Call of Duty where like I turned it on and just switched my brain off and went for it, because like I was like actively playing it, but not to the extent where not to the extent where I was like 100% paying attention.
Okay, gotcha. You were in and out. You were in and out when you were
kind of, yeah.
See, yeah, I like you. I kind of forgot about the ability. I was also using the grapple hook guy. I used it once and I died while using it. I used it because I was like, I wanted to see how far I could shoot it. And I was like, oh wow, I actually latched on. I didn't think I was going to. And as I was like going to the building, like I definitely shouldn't have. I didn't think I was gonna land it, and it did. And I was going to an area where like the enemy was over there, and there were enemies on the ground in front of the building. I was like, I'm gonna get shot, and I did get shot. Like before I got even halfway there, I was like, okay, cool. So I know I can use it from quite a ways away. That's cool and all. But when I was playing it, like I was reminded of what I did like about Battlefield 3, and that being some of the just like really intense moments that you can have in Battlefield that you don't have in Call of Duty, because just due to the nature of the way the games are. Call of Duty is more fast-paced, closed environments, closed maps. You die in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Actually, if that. Battlefield is like you have more open areas. Teamwork is like kind of more of a factor. You have the bigger player counts and everything. Like things get real intense. So like there was a part where on the map, you might remember this. It's over by the D flag. Well, the D area, we should say, which is in between the rocket and the skyscraper that the D was on. And so over there's like a tunnel that you can go in that takes you kind of under the path that connects the rocket and the skyscraper and everything. And we were just like, in one of the matches, we were constantly trying to attack that tunnel. We had first gone down there some, but then the enemies were coming in from the other side and they killed us. So then like a bunch was trying to keep on pushing on in, and we were trying. And like we're spawning. I was like, all right, toss a grenade in, toss another grenade in. Let's go down the stairs some. Let me see, do I see anyone? All right, going down there. Like 5 of us will just run on down there, just run on in. And we're like, all right, cool, we're going together. And then it's like, oh, enemies over there. Pow, 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 try and take them out. I might go down. Someone else might go down and stuff. Like moments like that, I was just like, this is fun. Like, this is really cool. Yeah. I like this camaraderie that like you just kind of come up with on the fly when you're playing Battlefield is really cool. When you like going to the top of the skyscraper and it's like, all right, I'm probably going to die when I get up here because it's just open field up here, open space. But like me and my teammates, we're going to try and do something up here. And like that's the stuff I was like, this is really cool. This is really fun. And that's why even with the technical issues, I was like, like I see the potential here in this. And I'm sure like you like iron out some of these technical issues and this would be an even more fun and enjoyable experience, and everything like that. How do you feel about the weather?
I liked it. I mean, I haven't seen any of like the like tornadoes or anything like that,
Mhm.
but you know, the game certainly looks good. The game
It
plays
does. It does
well.
look very, very good.
And I mean, it's kind of a weird sentence to say, but I feel like the weather is really well done.
I mean, I think I get what you mean. Like in terms of how it affects the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I think it's part of me was actually a bit disappointed that, oh man, like the tornado doesn't happen every time I play on the
Yeah,
map. But at the same time, I was like, well, it's cool it doesn't happen every time, because if it happened every time, things it would probably get old
yeah,
pretty
exactly.
quickly. So like sometimes you play on the map and it's sunny, whereas sometimes you play and it's raining and the tornado doesn't happen. But if it's raining, the tornado might happen.
Yeah.
So I think I only had the tornado happen once when I was playing last night. And I was like, I'm going to spawn next to this tornado every time while it's here. And like the first time I was playing, I spawned and I didn't realize it was coming. And I turned, I was like, what the heck? No, I remember what happened. I was alive, and then I heard someone, like the character was like, that storm looks real bad. And I was like, wait, huh, what? Huh? What? What are you talking about? So then I had died and I was like, oh shoot, storm. So I spawned nearby it. And I was surprised that actually lets you spawn like in the storm's radius and everything.
Yeah.
But I was just like being in front of the storm. I was like, this is cool. Run, 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 run. But this is so much cool. Oh my gosh. I'm like running away, turning back. Like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. No, 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 don't die. Don't die. Turn back. Oh, this is too cool. Go back. Go back. Like, it was actually cool. Like looking up and just seeing like the planes and just get like swept up in it and everything. And
Yeah.
then being like in a gunfight and the storm is just coming and we're just like, hey, I'm just trying to take you out. I'm just trying to take you out so I could get into like a safe area and everything. Like that was really cool. It was genuinely super cool. I don't think anything really happened with the rocket when I was playing and all. I didn't use any of the air vehicles. Like I was in some of them in like the gunner's seat and stuff, but like
Yeah.
wasn't driving any of them. Ooh, I remember my biggest technical issue is actually when you are like the gunner in the tank, that camera is consistently stuttering and just like spazzing out, like to an uncomfortable amount where I just did not get in any tanks because it was just like I'm fighting the camera for it to actually stay steady and not
Yeah.
constantly like twitch and stutter and stuff. And it wasn't like my controller; it was literally the game doing that. Like it
Yeah.
was constantly like I was just like, I don't know why. I'm just getting out. I can't be in this right now. But overall, I did like it. Was there anything that you like with Battlefield 2042 right now where you're like, you're a bit on right now, or like anything that you were high on for the game?
I don't think so. I mean, the best way I can describe it is like it's a Battlefield game. Like it feels like Battlefield in a good way. Like
Mhm.
it, but in terms of like stuff I'm not liking or stuff I'm particularly liking, I don't think so. Like again, I don't think I paid enough attention while playing it to really answer that. But
Yeah,
um, I will say with all of the matches I have played, I haven't seen a tornado.
it's fun, and matches are actually pretty long. I forgot
Yeah.
Battlefield matches can be long, and when you have a ticket count of like 1,000 plus, these
Yeah.
matches end up being really long. I'd say also like that, although I play on Series X. Keiran, I imagine you play on Series X too.
Yeah.
On PC, the maps are bigger than on PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I didn't feel like the maps were too big. Well, not maps.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
map
exactly.
itself, the one map was like, I feel like it was a
Yeah.
pretty nice size. Getting around was easy. The vehicles were there. It's cool that you can actually just rent on like at any point in time call a transport vehicle down like a little ATV or something like that. I was about to call it a goose or a warthog. I'm like, I think it entirely. But you could like haul those down and hop on it and just drive off to like get where you want to go. You don't have to like fit the entire way there. I like it. I like the map. And yeah, I only played 2 hours last. Karen didn't play too much either. But like, I'm definitely gonna play some more over the weekend. I'm gonna play some tonight after we're done. Maybe I'll play some tomorrow when I get back home from Comic-Con. and then maybe I'll do some Sunday and Monday out. Well, no, the beta ends tomorrow, I think, right? I don't know. It ends sometime this weekend. So I'm gonna try and play as much as I can before the beta is over. But I think that's enough about Battlefield 2042, unless you have any other final thoughts on it.
I'm looking up when it ends. October 9th. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so try and play some tonight then. But unless you have any other final thoughts, you ready to move on to your next game?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good to go.
Which of these you want to do? You want to do the first one here on the list, or you want to do the bottom one on the list?
I'm probably going to do the bottom one just because it's shorter than.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I got this video pulled up right here. Let me know when I should press play on it.
Yeah. Just before like I put up the video, because I'll put the video when I tell you I'm going to start it.
Yeah.
So I've got Far Cry 6 gameplay because I bought that. Well, I've been playing that since it came out at midnight yesterday. There are no spoilers in this gameplay, and this mission is one that has already been shown. So it's nothing like I haven't seen before. Just for anyone who is watching and is like, hey, I don't want to see this because there might be spoilers. There's no spoilers.
Cool.
The only
Good to know.
The only thing that I have in here that hasn't been shown is the conversation you have with the helicopter pilot on the way, but it's like small talk. It's not anything big.
Cool.
So yeah, Far Cry 6. Like I said, I've been playing Far Cry 6 since it came out yesterday. I'm enjoying it so far. I don't want to get like too into it because I am reviewing it for Play to Win. So I'm not going to get like super in depth with it, but
this is also a bigger game, so you have leeway to get a bit more in depth with your thoughts as well.
Yeah. Right off the bat, I want to start by saying that I've kind of been sold on this game before it came out, because I haven't like really enjoyed a Far Cry game since Far Cry 3. That was the last one where I'm like, this was an incredible game. Mainly because of Voss, because Voss, whether it be like character design or performance or writing, is like the one villain that I've like been convinced by, found very compelling. And I didn't find that with like Pagan Min, Joseph Seed, or whoever the villain was in Primal. Didn't even play enough of it to find out who the villain was.
But, I don't know.
Ever since that initial reveal trailer where Anton Castillo puts the grenade in Diego's hands, I have been like, this looks like a compelling villain.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not going to comment on anything like to do with that because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. But yeah, from the get-go, this has had the potential to be my new Far Cry game. But I'll get into that.
Your new favorite.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know why these two guys are fighting on the beach. So I haven't been back yet to see if that's like a side mission or something. But I will start off by saying this game is absolutely gorgeous.
That's what I was about to say. Just like from what we've seen, it looks really, really good. Really, really beautiful.
Like if you have seen, so like for the first time, I've actually been posting screenshots on Twitter. I've never done that I've never taken screenshots from games before, but there are two screenshots in particular that I have that, like, if you look at them, look like they were taken in real life, which I find like really incredible.
Wow.
But yeah, game looks stunning. There are parts that, again, I won't get into, but don't look that great. But yeah, I mean,
more like characters or just like environments or like what?
Cutscenes.
Okay, so characters in cutscenes. Got you.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, I am going onto this boat to try and rescue hostages for La Morale, which is a like faction in this area of the world I'm in.
Okay.
And I mean, you can see that the way like you mark enemies and things in this game is you take your phone out and you use the camera to scan over the ship instead of like, I think in most Far Cry games previously it's been binoculars.
Right. Similar concept here.
Yeah, basically the same thing. But as you can see, I jump out and I use the wingsuit to land on the plane. The wingsuit is back.
Nice. Land on the boat, you mean?
Yeah.
You said plane.
Oh. I wingsuit out of the helicopter. That wasn't even a plane. Never mind. Yeah, it took me a minute to because I can't remember if this is how it worked in previous games, but it took me a minute to remember the controls for the wingsuit. First couple of times I tried to use it, I died. But yeah, I suppose, are there any questions you have for me about Far Cry 6? Because
Well, I was gonna add. Let's see. Like the gameplay, I would say I've been reading like reviews, and one critique that, depending on who you like read and talk to, people have been critiquing the game for basically being just more Far Cry. Like I like does the gameplay a lot like 5? Because 5 is the only one I've actually played, and I like the gameplay of 5 generally. So like does it play similar to 5? Is it different from 5? Is it like the same, but just like a few extra things, like just refined in a sense?
put it this way: if I knew nothing about this game going into it, like you hadn't showed me gameplay, story, anything like that, I would be able to tell you pretty quickly it's a Far Cry game. Like it plays very, very similarly to previous ones. There is new stuff, and like you can see, like with what I just did there are new reservoir weapons, which are like these like makeshift weapons you can use. So like right now, this is hands down my favorite weapon that I have so far, is this like nail gun, which is basically like the ultimate stealth weapon because it makes no noise. Like it has plenty of ammo, has one kill headshots.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can see like that guard just noticed me and I killed him without that other one. Well, I say that without him like immediately screaming. But yeah, this is my favorite weapon so far. But there are a lot of similarities to previous Far Cry games, but there is enough new here that I would argue is enough to make it like different from the rest, if that makes sense.
Okay, it's I guess you could say kind of like a Call of Duty game in a sense. Like it plays just like any other Call of Duty game, but this Call of Duty game has a few things that make it a bit different in a sense. It might make it better or worse depending on what it is, but it has some things to make it stand out a bit from like the previous ones.
Yeah, like same foundation, different material.
Okay, I like that analogy.
So one thing that I do like is there was I can't remember the name of it, but I have the SMG I'm using just now is like a signature weapon, where I can't really change any like modifications on it, so I can't change the silencer, can't change that it has incendiary rounds, but they're like special weapons you collect for doing like treasure hunts, or I think some of them you get as mission rewards. But there are, you can go in and modify weapons, you can put attachments on them. The main thing that you will use to like change up your weapons is the type of ammo, whether it's like poison, incendiary, ammo, like armor piercing.
Yeah.
So like that's really how, like, I would argue kind of like how combat is dictated now, because like you will have enemies that are resistant to armor piercing but vulnerable to fire, or or vice versa, I guess. But yeah, there are, like I say, enough here to make it different, but still most of the same. I don't know. Okay. I don't want to say most of the same. A lot of the same.
a lot of the same. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I will also say that this is probably about 9 or so hours into the game, roughly.
Okay, so how far into the game would you say you are?
Right now,
because I know that I know the game is like the map. It's a big map. I don't know if it's bigger than Far Cry 5, like the map size itself, but I know based on reviews I've been reading everything, a lot of people have been saying that like it's a bigger game than you might expect it to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that is specifically in terms of like the size of the world or story and the world. So you say you're about like 9 hours in. Would you say, like, how far into the story would you say that you probably are?
I would probably say maybe 6 hours or so.
Oh, I mean like percentage wise.
Oh, percentage wise. Maybe like 35%, something like that. So like it's following a trend that I'm seeing a lot in video games where like you'll have an initial section, then you have 3 separate areas with like 3 mission lines you go and do, and then the finale.
So like Far Cry 5.
Kind of, yeah. Well, actually, yeah.
That's exactly Far Cry 5.
Yeah. Same as like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Odyssey, I wouldn't say Odyssey. Odyssey's a bit different. Because Odyssey, you have your main story, but then you have your couple main stories, but it's not like it's not like sectioned off in a sense. Whereas Far Cry 5, it's like you have your main story, but this region of this person, you do their story. This region of this person, you do this story. Like Odyssey is more like you kind of across it as you go.
Yeah.
It sounds like what you said. It sounds more like what Far Cry 5 did, where it's like you have your whole map, but one section of the map is this person's story that you can progress. This person's story is another. Got it.
Yeah. So I'm right now in the game. I have finished one person's like main storyline of that section. I'm on the second.
Okay.
But like I will say that there are some plot points that are like semi-predictable.
Okay.
Which is like something I've noted so far. But my favorite part about the game so far, I would say, is just like how diverse combat can be, because you have like all these different reservoir weapons. You have Supremo backpacks and like all these different modifications you can make to weapons. So like I haven't had a combat encounter that's like, I sneak in with this one weapon and do the entire area with that and then sneak out again. It's been fairly fun so far, and I think that kind of applies to the game overall. Just as I completely forget there's a hole in the middle of the map there and fall down.
I'm sorry, I was gonna ask like, real quick, what those are too in depth or anything. How are you feeling about the story so far? Are you liking the story? I know you said that Anton's like a compelling villain and stuff. But you said there's like some predictable plot points, but so far, are you enjoying the story? Are you liking the way things are progressing, the characters? What are your feelings on it as of now?
As of right now, I'm really enjoying the story. To put it in like the easiest to understand way that I can think of, I have not had the intention of finishing a Far Cry game since 3, and I fully intend to finish this. Like I want to see where this goes.
That's awesome. That's cool. I guess that's like a testament to the things the game is doing right in terms of its story and all.
Yeah. One thing I will say is like my intention was to go into like review wise to go into this game fully blind, like not look at any scores or reviews or anything like that. But I was scrolling through Facebook, and I like some person in a group that I was in had taken like a screenshot of like multiple scores and had put it like so I've seen what people have given it. I have not read into it at all, so I don't know why they gave it that score. But in terms of like story spoilers, I know as much as up to the point I've played 2. I don't know anything later than that. I don't suppose I really
I wouldn't expect you to know more than
exactly. So this is a Supremo backpack, which is basically like a backpack that will give like, so that one's like, it's a rocket launcher. You have one that's a EMP device that will send out a wave. You have one that will like boost your health and like allow you to like machete kill everyone.
I think the rocket is super cool. Like just seeing in the trailers, seeing them do it, I'm just like, yo, that is dope.
Yeah, so enjoying Far Cry 6 so far. I'm not anywhere near finishing it, I don't think. Because like I said, I don't think I'm even halfway through it yet. But yeah, definitely intend to play this a lot more.
Nice. Well, I look forward to hearing a bit more about it, as you continue to go through it and everything. And of course, I also am looking forward to your review and all of the game, seeing what you fully think of it when you're done with it, seeing what score you end up falling on with it and everything. And I'm looking forward to playing it myself. I probably won't play this until like Christmas time. Probably be like, hey, get this as a Christmas gift and all. But I am looking forward to this one for sure.
Yeah, no, I would recommend it so far.
Well, nice. Okay, so it's game number 2 from Keiran. What about game number 3 here? Game
Okay.
number 3, I have it pulled up here. I have it paused, so let me know when you want me to press play on it. And I don't expect you to go too in depth with this because this is what your current preview that you're working right now is going to be about. So I
Yeah.
don't think I'm not expecting you to talk too in depth because I imagine what you'll say here is what you would say in the video and kind of be
Yeah.
just repeat yourself and all like that. But you also, again, you get to play the Halo Infinite open technical
Mhm.
preview that happened the weekend before, the weekend that that we recorded the last podcast. I'm correct, is
Yeah.
when it was, right? Yep. So you got to play it then. However you want to go about this, in terms of telling me your thoughts on it. I guess the big question though is it fun?
It's fun. I really
Nice.
I really enjoyed it. Like, obviously there are things I don't like about it, which I'll talk about in my preview. There are still things I think could be better, but overall 343 has something very good on their hands here. Which is
nice.
like the reception for Halo 5, the Halo 5 story was what most people had an issue with. Or I guess the story of Halo 5 was what most people had an issue with. The multiplayer is like very widely regarded as like some of the best Halo multiplayer there is.
Right.
So,
and like the situation was vice versa for Halo 4, whereas people like the story of 4, but didn't like the multiplayer for it.
Yeah, exactly. So like again, well, not again because I haven't spoken about it yet, but like still haven't seen any campaign footage or like updated campaign footage since last July. So and obviously no one outside of 343 has really had any hands-on time with the campaign of Halo Infinite. So I don't know if it's going to be a similar situation to Halo 4 or Halo 5 where like, they like people like one mode but not the other. But if the campaign is anything like multiplayer, then I imagine people are going to have a lot of fun with it because as I get my awesome grenade kill from the grave here, it's very fun. Quite a few weapons make a comeback, quite a few new ones. I think at some point during this gameplay I've used the heat wave, which is probably my favorite new weapon from the preview. I unfortunately didn't get to use my favorite Halo weapon, which was a DMR. I didn't find any of those during the preview, but you were also meant to have access to. So this is Big Team Battle Total Control. During the beta, you had access to Big Team Battle Total Control, Slayer, and Capture the Flag, and then you also had Arena Slayer and Arena Capture the Flag. But I didn't get to play any Arena games. I don't know why. I think it's because of a bug or a glitch or something. But I only played Big Team Battle, which is really annoying because the like Halo announcer, the like double kill, triple kill, like that guy is only in Arena. He's not in Big Team Battle.
It's the AI in this one, like the AI voice. The hey, good job.
Yeah, which like, I didn't mind. Like it's not a bad thing. I suppose it's just I like
the voice.
I'm so upset that I didn't get to hear the double kill, triple kill, overkill like that. I love that guy so much. So,
can I say real quick? This ghost is moving fast, and I can tell at certain points when you're boosting and when you're not. And I think that I knew that Halo Infinite's multiplayer was faster paced than old school, but I didn't realize that extended to the vehicles as well. It's the vehicles is moving a bit faster too. That's cool. I like that. It's not just slow. It's not like the ghost only moves fast when you're boosting. You're moving fast even when you're not boosting.
Yeah. No, the ghost is really, really fun to use. There's one thing in particular I didn't like about it, but I'll save that for my preview. But overall, it was very fun to use, and I got quite a few kills with it, which is surprising. Yeah, do you have any more questions for me, Halo Infinite? Because I don't really know what to talk about.
Well, let's see. There's a map. The map looks really good. I do like the look of this map. Um, I I don't know if I'm thinking if the map I'm thinking of is one you told me about. It's probably not. I'm not even gonna say the map because I'm thinking I was saying the map you told me about. I wonder if it was if it did like this. But maybe I'm thinking of Blood Gulch, the map that lots people love and stuff
Mm.
like that. Um, but I do like this map, like the design of it so far. Was it fun playing on this one?
Yeah.
I mean, this was the you said you only did big team battle and stuff, right? So was this the only one for big team battle, or was this like the only one for like control big team battle?
No, this was the only big team battle map. I don't know if they have
Got it.
more in the. I mean, I would imagine they have to have
Yeah,
more
they
in the.
yeah, they almost certainly will have more on
Yeah.
that.
Um,
Got it.
but yeah, this was the only big team battle map that was available during the preview.
So like did it give you after playing on this one? I mean, of course every map is different. You're not gonna know how other ones are until you play them.
No.
Just like seeing like the design of this map and everything, did it kind of like you a good feeling for what the design of other maps would be, or did it kind of make you did it give you like a bad feeling? What do you think?
Um, if I'm going off of this map alone, I am very confident that the rest of the map design will be very good. But again, having not played on any others or really seen any others, I don't know. But I did really enjoy this map. Reminded me a lot of Valhalla, from previous Halo games.
What map was that one in? I mean, game was that one in?
It's been in a few.
I mean, I've done Halo multiplayer, although I never had an Xbox. I've played Halo multiplayer for 2, 3, and Reach. I don't think I ever did it for 4. Which is why I feel like I've seen a map that looks very similar to this one before.
Yeah.
It's probably Valhalla, but I may be thinking of Blood Gulch, just mixing stuff up in my head. But I think I know which one you're talking about. I'm pretty sure, like I remember it. If I Googled it, I'd probably be like,
Yeah.
"Yep, I did do that one."
Yeah, Valhalla is the one where like you can like where you spawn, you have like the big like Halo towers that shoot the blue, like blue orb thing up in the air. That's Valhalla. It has one of those on either end. So this is quite similar. This, I mean, obviously this is bigger, but it's quite
Yeah.
similar design. Did you ask me a question along with that? Because my brain just.
I had asked like if it like had a good feeling about the map design, and you had
Yeah.
said that like you feel really confident with the other ones or what the other ones could be just based off of this one.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy playing on this map. I feel like it was laid out very well. There's an like in of like the map, there is enough space where like as soon as you spawn, you're not going to get killed. So, I am confident that 343 has done well with the map design. If the rest of the map design is like fragmentation, which is I don't actually know if I said the name of this map, which is fragmentation.
If he didn't say it before, he's just said it again twice in a row. That way you all caught it.
Exactly.
It looks like correct me if I'm wrong, but the control points on this map, do they kind of spawn at different spots, or like
Yep.
are they in their set spots?
No, they spawn at different points.
So hold on, let me just actually clarify what I meant. Do they change locations throughout the match? That's what I meant. Or like is it like it spawns in this spot at the start of the match and that's where it is all match long, or it's here for this bit of time and then like after like 2 minutes it moves to a different spot?
No. So I'll explain a little bit how total control works. So basically, you can see you have 3 points. In order to like score for your team has to control all 3 points. So like right now, you can see that like my team controls C and like the enemy is taking A and B. I would have to have all 3 in order to score. And
Got it.
once a team scores, that's when they will change. They change locations on the map. They're not always
Got it.
in the same spot. So like right now, A's here, B's over there, C's off in the distance, and then like once I think the enemy team scores next in this clip, once that happens, then the control points will change to different locations.
Got it. So, the reason I asked was because when you were in this area where you just died at earlier in the match, I didn't think the point was there, but then you were there later on and it was, which is why
Yeah.
I asked. Okay. So do you think that it's like, do you think that it's a bit difficult to hold the points down, like hold all 3 points at the same time? And like, once the points change, like, is there enough time between them spawning at another spot? Like, do they spawn, like, once you guys control all these three, you score, right? And they move to a different spot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, do they move pretty far away? Or is it like, do they move far away with a lot of time to get to it? Or like, not so much time to get to it? Do they move close by? So it's like, you just don't have to go too far away.
So once a team scores, then it won't immediately tell you where the new points are going to be. I think it waits like either 15 or 30 seconds. Like 15 to 30 seconds. I can't remember. I'm leaning towards 15, but it will like say, and then after 15 seconds, it'll say the points are spawning here, but the points still haven't actually spawned in. So it, like, I think from time of like total control to the time when new points spawn in is about 30 seconds, something like that. So like there is enough time between like a team scoring and the new points spawning in for you to get to where the new points are going to be, which subsequently means there's enough time for your enemy to get to where the new points are going to be.
Yeah, similar to like headquarters in Call of Duty. That's like a similar thing I could think of. It's kind of like that, where it just quarters moving and like we got time to get over there. Cool. Yeah.
So like actually, it's 15 seconds. You can see it says new sites coming in. That's when it will announce the the things, and then they'll spawn in. One thing I didn't like is sometimes the points will spawn quite close together. So now they've become ready for capture. So I can go and try. I'm away to die here, but like you can go and attempt to capture them. Like I say, there were some times when the points would spawn quite close together, which made it very difficult to control all three. Which like I suppose could be a good or bad thing depending on how you look at it. But
I guess it depends on like how much action and chaos you like in your matches and all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you like things to be pretty hectic and all, then like you could be like, it just keeps things exciting. But if you're one who's like, whoa, it's a bit too much going on, like maybe they could put a bit more space between them to that way it's right on top of each other all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, overall, I enjoyed Total Control because again, not like going too much into what I'm going to say in my preview, but like usually I play Team Deathmatch or Slayer, and this kind of like got me out of that like turn my brain off and kill people like mindset.
Yeah, it had kind of thinking more smartly, and it was like trying to. I mean, I don't know if you like in chat with teammates, it's like, all right, going over this way or anything, but like kind of had coordinating things in a sense. You're just like, the point over here, they're kind of all on this one. Maybe I should try from this side instead of just like rushing in like Rambo, just like I'm Master Chief.
Yeah, basically.
I will finish the fight.
Yeah, I mean, you could communicate with your teammates during the beta, but I didn't. But yeah, it's fun. Like as you can see, the game looks a lot better than it did when it was initially announced.
Oh yes, definitely looks really good.
So like the extra year 343 took definitely paid off. But yeah, it's fun. It feels like Halo multiplayer, which I think is the most important thing. Like.
That's what I was literally about to ask you. Like, does this feel like, like Halo multiplayer? Does it feel like that classic Halo multiplayer that people like know and love? But does it feel like it in a good way, in the sense that it's not like, man, this is kind of old. It's aged. It hasn't like caught up with modern shooters. Like it feels like Halo, but for the modern day.
Yeah. No. It feels like, so my favorite Halo game, just from story and multiplayer standpoint, is Halo Reach, which
that's a really great one.
Yeah, which I don't think anything is gonna beat, but like this reminded me. This had a number of aspects that reminded me of Reach, which for me is a very good thing. because it's for me it means that like when I'm playing, I know that I'm playing Halo, which is something that like I think a lot of people I don't know if people said this about Halo 5, but like I say, Halo 5's multiplayer was largely well received.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it was the same feeling that people got when they were playing Halo 5 multiplayer, because I didn't play a whole lot. But I I am I'm not worried that 343 has messed up the multiplayer. Like
Yeah.
is probably the best way I can put that. Is like even with like because I only played the beta for like I keep calling it a beta, but technically if you it was like a technical preview.
Yeah.
So I only played the preview for like maybe 6.5 hours, something like that. And in that time, I don't even know how many matches. I know I have gameplay for 6, but I'm pretty sure I played more than that. Um, One thing I didn't like actually, just sorry, this has reminded me, is like in previous big team battles, or like in previous games in big team battle, like when you spawned in, you had like you could choose from a mongoose and a ghost and a wraith and like all this stuff. Um, in this, you can choose for like a warthog or a mongoose, but you have to wait for ghosts and banshees and wasps and stuff to be spawned in, and only 2 of those get spawned in at the map at one time, which is probably like a way to combat like one team having more power than the other.
Yeah.
Um,
Just balancing things out.
yeah, but I didn't like because like during my time with the preview, I didn't use any air vehicles because
Mm.
I couldn't get my hands on one, which I would
Yeah.
have liked to have done. Um, but yeah, I mean that's probably one of the only complaints I have so
Hmm.
far.
Well, nice. It looks great. It looks like a lot of fun. And watching it just reminded me of just like seeing, classic Halo multiplayer
Hmm.
gameplay from like back in the day and all. So honestly, like if Battlefield 2042 comes out and it doesn't hit, I can just kind of I can rest assured, like, all right, Halo Infinite's gonna hit.
Yeah,
And if Battlefield 2042 hits as well, then I think we're all safe. We're covered. We got 2 great
yeah,
multiplayer shooters uh year, and coming back in a big way. So
yeah.
the games look good. Uh I'm excited to hear more about Halo Infinite from you. Excited to see your preview and all like that. And yeah, in case you all don't know, we definitely will be doing a Halo Infinite dedicated episode when it
Oh
comes
yeah.
out. We did before we were Play to Win. We were Games and Gaming. We did one entirely dedicated to Cyberpunk. We will definitely be doing that for Halo Infinite when it comes out.
Hmm.
Maybe the week it comes out, probably that week because it comes out on a Wednesday. So we'll probably do it that Saturday, just like Halo Infinite, all just the entire episode. Um, but yeah, of course, we'll once that time comes, we'll let everybody know. And with that, that will bring us to the end of episode 28 of the Play to Win podcast. Thank you all so very much for watching and listening. No, it was a bit of a lengthy episode, but I think this is probably some of the most fun I've had doing an episode in a bit. Not to say the past episodes haven't been fun, but this one was really fun to do. This was a good one.
It was all down to Sora, let's be honest.
Sora is in Smash. Sora's in Smash. I'm never gonna let that go down. I'm never gonna let that die. Never giving that up. Sora is in Smash, baby.
Every week it's going to be a brief mention.
It basically, this whole episode was supposed to be about just Sora being in Smash, but I said, all right, let me think of the listeners and the watchers. They deserve to they should get more other stuff. To hell with Keiran. He can get all the Kingdom Hearts, Sora stuff in Smash. Yes. So again, remember, you can go over to our website, playtowingames.wordpress.com, to actually read Keiran's Halo Infinite preview when it goes live. The written version will be there. The video will be there as well as here on YouTube. If you want to read it instead of watching, you can go read it over on playtowingames.wordpress.com, as well as all of our other stuff. Remember, follow us over on Twitter and Instagram at Play2WinGame for updates on the show. That way you'll know, when things are going up, so on and so forth. You'll get updates if things are going to be delayed and, the like. and everything. Subscribe to us over here on YouTube. Hit the notification bell as well so you know as soon as videos go up. Like, comment, share, all that jazz. It's all greatly appreciated. And yeah, subscribe on audio podcast services as well. Share the show, all that stuff. Keiran, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Badlynet, BADLYNET, all one word, where if you want to get bombarded with Far Cry 6 screenshots, go follow me on Twitter.
He's going to be like I am with Ghost of Tsushima screenshots. Woo! Looking forward to that, my man. You can follow me over on Twitter at Tyler Miller 2496. I tweet about a lot of stuff in the gaming industry, about, I guess gaming industry, just gaming, anime, tweet about a bunch of that stuff. This weekend, I'll be tweeting about New York Comic Con for sure. So check that stuff out. And I have also been liking and retweeting basically anything and every Kingdom Hearts, Sora, and Smash related thing I've seen this past week. I apologize, but I don't apologize because this is a moment to remember. A moment to remember, to cherish, and to never forget. Kingdom Hearts fans, may our hearts be our guiding key. Don't let anyone ever tell you that Kingdom Hearts does not mean anything, because clearly it means everything to so many people. I'm just going to leave it at that. With all that being said, thank you so very much for watching and listening. We will see you next time. Have a great one.
See you later.